Welcome to Flying the Metal Flag. We had just the great thrill of talking to none other than Elias of Nonpoint, and they're going to be touring next year, 2026, with none other than Head PE. And the tour dates are as follows. They're going to be playing Friday the 6th of February in Sydney at the Manning Bar. Then Saturday the 7th of February, they'll head to Brisbane at the Princess Theatre. Then Sunday the 8th of February, they'll be playing in our home state, Victoria, in Melbourne at Max Watts. And then Tuesday the 10th of February, they'll play Perth at the Rosemount Hotel. And finally, they'll cap it off in Adelaide at the Lion Arts Factory on Wednesday, the 11th of February.
And if you don't get there, they're unreal. Non-point from the US, Florida, bring it on, metal horns up,
Fort Lauderdale style.
damn straight.
No worries. So sit back and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. This is the lead singer of Nonpoint, Elias, on Flying the Metal Flag.
Hello, hello.
G'day,
Hello.
Elias. How are you?
How you guys doing?
Yeah, good
Very
thanks.
well, thanks, mate. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Any echo or anything? Should I put on headphones?
Nah,
No, mate. Everything's fine.
Okay, awesome, awesome.
Well, it's great talking to you, mate. Welcome to this show. It's called Flying the Metal Flag, and your
Amazing.
band definitely does that. So,
We,
welcome to this show.
we
Now,
we
we've got
have
a
flicked a flag or two in our day.
fantastic. Now, we've got a bit of a confession to make. We sort of your band sort of went under the radar to us, so we never heard of you guys before. And we've got to say we feel really embarrassed by that because your band is absolutely awesome.
Well, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we're an underground phenom, I guess. We don't get a a ton of exposure in some areas of the world, so I don't blame you at all. But hey, you're here now, so that's an amazing thing.
Well, you absolutely deserve exposure, that's for sure, because your stuff is absolutely awesome.
Thank you, thank you.
So
Appreciate it.
I'm Craig, by the way, and this is Ben,
Craig, Ben,
hey.
and
amazing.
you've got fans for life now.
Awesome, awesome.
So how's everything been going with the band at the moment?
Everything's good. We're wrapping up some new music here. We just finished a 2 month tour with Lacuna Coil over in the UE and in the UK. That was a pretty amazing experience. And we just got home a couple days ago and hitting the ground running. I'm actually doing some housework and some renovations here at the house, getting some things taken care of in the little one's room.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Oh, so yeah, so you're working on some new music because it's been quite a while since you've put out your last record, 10X. So
Yes.
yeah. So how's that been going?
It's been going. It's been going. When you've written as many records as we have, uh, you become more and more selective. So we wanted to make sure that our next showing was something that, in its full length was going to be something, we were all equally proud of, and you know, made a statement about, what our place is right now currently, musically, uh, in the ecosystem of the whole metal scene, emotionally, those things have to, check the boxes when it comes to releasing music, at this stage in your career.
Because you've also, during this time, you've also put together your own record label, haven't you?
Correct.
So, because unfortunately, you guys have had a bit of a bad run with record labels during your career. So, has that been
Yeah.
a really good process to actually have your own?
Yeah, it's we've found ourselves on the tail end of, the major label machine. When we started, there was many major labels, and during the Napster years, that really started to taper, and especially with the introduction of Spotify and Apple Music, it really flipped the model of distribution. So, we were on the tail end of that, just like most new metal bands were. And a lot of them either just have unfinished contracts with their labels, and some of those labels happen to either continue to exist or, got absorbed into other labels. But I mean, we literally saw it go from like 12 majors to like 9 to 6 to 3, in our career. So it's it's something that, after being parts of so many different teams and so many different ideas, seeing what works and seeing what doesn't work, we had an idea of what we wanted to build around us, so that way we could continue to release music, and continue to be successful at it.
So do you think streaming, with Spotify and Apple and all that, has that been a positive thing for music though?
Financially, I would say it's made things a little bit tougher. But when it comes to speed, of getting the product into people's hands, it definitely is a lot less hoops to jump through, in order to get the music into their hands. But unfortunately, the value of music is what has really changed, through whether it be consumption versus traffic, especially with AI now. It's become, artists starting to become a part of social media, but also too, it's becoming an afterthought to the feed, it almost seems. So, where you can see the writing in certain kinds of songs and certain kinds of, song lengths, and uh I guess, content, actual content in the music. Uh it becomes something that you have to understand, people will be listening to it while they're watching their phone, or watching a movie at home while they're also to scrolling through their phone. So, missing sections of the movie, uh becomes a little bit, less important. So it's a lot of filler and things to bring you in, and to just hold your attention long enough to just get your art across. And that, juggling that, uh is what the industry is having to deal with, because of things like streaming and social media and stuff like that. It's those the days of wanting to sit down for an entire record from beginning to end, um, and listening to it over and over again. Those are those kind of listeners don't exist as much as the other type of listener these days. Because you got to remember, when it comes to music discovery, you got to think about age groups, and when your frequency of discovery as you got older started to taper, because of other things like, life and children, and life insurance and health insurance, and all these things that, fixing the car, and all of these things that you juggle. I feel like that's when discovery starts to taper as you get older. Well, the youth, they're the main consumers of discovery, where they're just looking for the next thing. And that is up against the feed more now than ever.
Yeah, because it sort of sounds like the reverse, like what originally happened with the music industry, where the single was more important, and the album was sort of came about because it was reselling the single, wasn't it?
Yeah, there were a lot of things that needed to get addressed in the music industry, and they're definitely starting to get addressed. And I think everything in the universe, it's as far as it swings this way, it's gonna swing that way as well. So you have to expect things are gonna change. Things change every decade right now when it comes to how things are delivered, from 8 track to cassette tape to album to CD to MP3 to streaming services. It's an ongoing change, and it's really about holding the value within the market. And it's only because it only has to be a market because it's the way that artists feed themselves. So we have to make sure that it retains that value, uh, when it's filtered through these middle medians like Spotify and Apple Music and things like that.
I've got to admit, I'm very old school. I love albums because they just take you on that journey from beginning to end.
Yeah, I think it's coming back, where people are starting to see the value of that because they're starting to get tired of the feed, and I'm actually seeing that in some of the groups of younger listeners where they see the value of stepping away from their phones for a little bit. And I forget what they're calling it now, but it's literally like a digital hiatus that they take, whether it be an hour, 2 hours. They just step away from it, and they're because they're finding themselves not seeing any value other than literally doom scrolling. So music is that thing that we all realize in our youth that is therapeutic. And the dopamine feed that you're getting through social media, that's a little less uh uh gratifying, and they're figuring that out.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be touring Australia very soon. You must be looking
Yes.
forward to that coming back down under.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love it down there. It's a beautiful place, and the fans are always really receptive. So I'm excited to get back there, especially with the guys in Head. They put on a great show, and we always have a good time when we do shows with them.
Oh, fantastic. So have you got many great memories of the first time you came out for Soundwave?
Yeah, everything about that tour was really fun, and going from city to city and seeing how similar and how different they all are. It was fun to experience the food, the culture, um, the environment, uh, the animals, the bugs, the flying foxes, all the stuff that you see, that you can only see in Australia. It's always cool to absorb.
Most of the stuff you see animal wise will leave you alone anyway, most of the time.
Yeah, yeah. I just don't want to get kicked by a kangaroo. We
Oh,
definitely,
yeah.
yeah,
They can kill you, that's for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely got to dodge one or two of those.
No worries. Well, with your heritage, because you're Puerto Rican,
Yes.
how is the band received over there? You must get a great reception over there.
Yeah, it's there's a huge Latin scene all across America. It definitely has its pockets, so they definitely come out and represent at the shows whenever we're out there. So we definitely like to include some of our Spanish songs in there. But yeah, the roots of the band started in Puerto Rico. It's been a bit of like Menudo, where we've had some change ups in the lineup. But there's always been me and Rob, and I'm Puerto Rican, Dominican, Rob's Puerto Rican. So the Latin side of the music has always, peppered itself throughout our catalog.
That's awesome. I love bands that are able to do that because we need more of that, don't we?
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun playing those songs over in the UE and in the UK because they were equally received. They really dug those songs over there. It was awesome to play those.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, we'll definitely be adding them to the set in Australia.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, it's great that we've got bands like yourself to be able to do that.
Yeah, and movement is everything in music. Movement. It's just I don't know what to say. Sorry, I'm a bit
Yeah,
tongue.
yeah, we definitely like those rhythms that people say when they come see the band that we do have a certain kind of bounce and a certain kind of rhythm to our music that really translates when we play live. So we'll be bringing that to Australia for sure.
Oh,
Unreal.
fantastic. So what about your influences? Because you must have heaps of influences then throughout your music. So who would be your influences as a singer?
Uh, Me personally, I grew up on a lot of the you know I would say classic rock voices, a lot of the big harmony groups. So I really enjoy, um, you know, songwriting and songs, the storyline behind it. Sometimes the abstract painting that it it paints with just the right poetic vocabulary. Um, a lot of the music of the 70s and the 80s really had uh, a fun storytelling side of it, and I feel like I pull a lot of that in. Um, and then in my younger years dealing growing up with R&B and hip hop, I feel like that's where a lot of my fun with cadence and rhyming scheme uh it comes into play in my songwriting. So I'd say those are probably my two biggest influences.
Oh, fantastic. And you guys covered Pantera. That must be an awesome feeling to be able to do that. And that was especially for a tribute to Dimebag. Did you know Pantera?
I did know Dime, and I did know Vinny very well, and even Rex. I met those boys a few times. Um, nice dudes.
Yeah.
Always were. Vinny was a sweetheart. I've done a few tours with Vin, um, before he passed, and actually saw him a couple weeks before he passed. But yeah, we've always dug. Uh, that kind of Pantera vibe. The first A&R guy that signed us, he said he wanted us to be the Latin Pantera. He was really involved in that with us. So it's funny you say that. But yeah, yeah, knew the boys. They were sweethearts for
Yeah,
sure.
because that was my very first show was Pantera first concert.
Yeah.
And I caught a pic of dime bags. Can you believe that?
Wow, wow, good catch. Good catch.
So
Indeed.
very, very lucky.
Indeed.
Yeah, so yeah, dime bag holds something special to me too. So
Feel that. I feel that.
You've got an amazing talent in your band with the bass, the drums, the guitars. They're all just spot on for what you're doing.
Thank
And
you.
I just think you're bringing an amazing show down under, and you'll be welcome.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate the time, guys. I appreciate the questions, and we're excited to get down there and really rock out for you guys. That's
no
what we come.
worries. So I'll
What
ask
we come.
you my last question, which is always this. What's the
Yeah.
best thing about metal?
The best thing about metal, I would say the community is pretty spot on. It's different than you would expect uh, when you're not a part of it. I got into metal when I was in my early 20s, and a lot of people really started when they were young, and it was really fun to get into. There's a lot of different directions you can go, and that's one of the things that people I don't think they realize how many directions you can go in metal. So it's a melting pot, and it's a very interesting community to be a part of. It definitely keeps you on your toes.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic. Well, I'll just read out the dates for your tour. Of
Yes, sir.
course, you're going to be, well, special guest to head PE, and you're going to be playing next year, of course, 2026,
Yeah.
starting off on Friday the 6th of February in Sydney at the Manning Bar, and then you
Mhm.
play Saturday the 7th of February in Brisbane at the Princess Theatre. And then Sunday the 8th of February, you'll be playing Melbourne, which is in our home state at Max
Awesome.
Watts, and then Tuesday, the 10th of February in Perth at the Rosemount Hotel. And then finally, you'll end on Wednesday, the 11th of February in Adelaide at the Lion Arts Factory. Thank you very much for your time, Elias. It's
Thank
been
you so much, guys.
absolutely great talking to you. So we wish you and the band the very best with not only this tour, but the upcoming music. We look forward to it. And we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well.
Thank you, boys. Thank you for the time and happy holidays for sure.
You
No
too,
worries.
sir.
Thank you very much, mate. All the best. Bye.
Thank
No
you.
doubt, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you so much for watching this interview here on Flying the Metal Flag. I really hope you enjoyed it, and so does Ben. So we would greatly appreciate it if you click the like button, or even better, subscribe to this channel, because there's so many interviews that are coming soon. So please stick around for them and even more, and even the ones that are here already. So please take care and keep it excessive, but most of all, let your metal flag fly high.